Hey, before we dive in, hit that subscribe button and tap the bell. Don't miss what's coming. Imagine a legend's final hours. Gene Hackman, Hollywood's toughest icon, alone in a shadowy Santa Fe home, his wife already gone. In those last, desperate moments, he left something behind, a message so haunting it'll crawl under your skin and stay there. Was it a cry for help? A chilling warning? Or a goodbye from a fading mind? The truth uncovered in 2025 will grip you tighter than any thriller. Stay with me. This mystery cuts deeper than you think. Let's set the stage. February 26th, 2025, Santa Fe, New Mexico. Gene Hackman, 95, and Betsy Arakawa, 64, are found dead in their gated home off Hyde Park Road. Gene's the Titan from The French Connection. 2 Oscars, a career that defined grit. Retired since 2004. Betsy's his heart, a classical pianist, 30 years by his side. A maintenance worker finds them after days of silence. Gene in the mudroom. Cane fallen near a spilled coffee mug. Betsy in the bathroom. Pills scattered like they slipped from her hand. 1 dog dead in a closet. 2 others barely alive. Their whines echoing in the empty house. Sheriff Adnan Mendoza calls it suspicious. No break-in, no blood. Early theories swirl. Gas leak, foul play. Then the truth lands hard. March 7th, 2025. Dr. Heather Jarrell, New Mexico's chief medical investigator, says Betsy died around February 11th of hantavirus pulmonary syndrome, a rare rodent-borne disease. Gene followed days later, around February 18th. Heart disease, with Alzheimer's playing a cruel role. Case closed? Not when you peel back the layers. There's a gap in those final hours, a darkness begging to be explored. Here's the chilling part. Betsy's last trace, using a gate fob, was February 11th. Unopened emails on her computer back it up. She likely died that day or soon after, alone in that bathroom, maybe gasping as hantavirus took her lungs. Gene's pacemaker says he lasted until around February 18th, 7 days later. 7 days in a 9,000-square-foot house with his wife's body, maybe unaware, lost in Alzheimer's fog. Sheriff Mendoza says Gene had no food in his stomach, no meals, no signs of cooking. Was he wandering those halls, confused, calling her name to empty rooms? Leslie Hackman, his daughter, said he was sharp, doing Pilates at 95, but Alzheimer's can twist reality fast. Did he try to leave, only to turn back? Did he sit by her, thinking she'd wake up? Picture it, Gene, a man who faced down villains on screen, now facing shadows in his own mind, alone. Those 7 days, they're a void, heavy with questions, and somewhere in there, he left something behind. Now, let's get to that message. No, it's not a cryptic call to some mystery number. That's internet noise with no proof. The sheriff seized 2 cell phones. No outgoing calls after February 11th. But they took more. A 2025 planner, MyQuest medical records, even household items like cleaners and food jars. Imagine Gene in those final days. Alzheimer's clouding his thoughts, sitting at his desk under a flickering lamp. Maybe he scribbled in that planner, "Betsy's quiet today," or "Need to call Doc," or a sketch. He loved painting, Leslie said. What if his last canvas wasn't a desert sunset, but something darker? A storm rolling in, a shadow at the edge. Maybe he wrote a single word, "Help," in shaky ink, not knowing who'd see it. The sheriff won't spill what's in that planner, still locked as of March 7th. But it's there, a whisper from his final hours, a message that chills not with screams, but with silence. What if he painted Betsy one last time, her face fading as his memory did? That's the terror, a man reaching out through a haze, leaving something we can't fully grasp. Leslie Hackman's voice cuts through the fog. On March 2nd, outside their home, cameras flashing in the cold, she told reporters, "Dad was fit. Pilates, yoga, sharp as ever." She's haunted. Last saw him in January, grilling steaks at her Albuquerque place, laughing as he arm wrestled her teenage son and won. February 14th, a call. Gene joking about a bad Western on TV, saying he'd outact the whole cast. 3 days later, his heart stops. Leslie's torn. 2 weeks of silence. We talked all the time. I should have checked. She's begging for clarity. Why no calls? Why no one noticed? When the hantavirus news hit, she froze. Betsy, from rodents. They were careful. Her pain's raw. Gene wasn't just a star. He was dad. That Alzheimer's detail broke her. He was sharp with me, but was he lost at the end? Did he know Betsy was gone? Was he trapped in memories of Unforgiven while reality slipped away? Leslie's voice cracks, recalling Betsy's texts about Gene's paintings, their quiet nights with the dogs. They deserved better, she says. That's the real terror. Not a ghost, but a fading mind, alone with loss. The sheriff's tying up threads, but some won't knot. That dead dog, Xena, an Australian Kelpie mix, necropsy's pending. Starvation, maybe, not hantavirus. Dogs don't catch it. 2 other dogs survived via a pet door, scavenging what they could. Why'd Xena get trapped? A space heater sat near Betsy. Did she fall, sick with hantavirus, knocking it over? Pills were thyroid meds. Normal dose, not a cause. The planner, those phones, no outgoing calls. But neighbors saw Gene walking dogs around February 12th, bundled up, waving, looking fine. A gardener recalled Betsy sweeping the porch around February 10th, smiling, no sign of illness. What shifted? Sheriff Mendoza's team seized cleaners, jars, even a half-empty water glass. Checking for toxins, maybe. No cameras, no caretaker, just silence. Leslie's question lingers. Why'd it take so long to find them? Gene's final hours weren't a thriller plot. No killers, no conspiracies. But they terrify in a rawer way. A man, 95, Oscar legend, alone with his wife's body, maybe not even knowing. Alzheimer's stealing clarity, heart disease stealing time. That message. A scribble, a sketch, a blank page in that planner. It's not a scream. It's a whisper. The terror's in the quiet. 2 souls slipping away, unnoticed. Leslie's plea, the dog's survival, the untouched phones. It paints a picture darker than fiction. No one checked for weeks. That's the chill. What if it was you, fading in silence? Gene Hackman and Betsy Arakawa, 40 years of love, ended in a haunting gap. His final hours? Maybe a note, a sketch, a silent plea we'll never fully know. The sheriff's got answers, heart disease, hantavirus, but the mystery of those days lingers. What's your take? Just tragedy or something deeper? Drop it in the comments. You've cracked stuff before. Share this, subscribe, hit the bell. We're back soon. Honor Gene Wright. Stay curious, stay real.